Well, the Orange basketball team off to yet another hot start this year, sitting at 7-0. Closest game so far for them, a 15-point victory over Cornell. And now the Orange draw Maine. If you remember all the way back to football season, the Black Bears gave SU a scare in the first half of that one. Trying to do the same thing this time around on the hardwood. Heading into the Carrier Dome, but SU would handle it early and often. Brandon Trish to get things going. First points of the game, 2-0 SU, easy coast-to-coast layup for him. That's as close as Maine would get. And after a few back-and-forth passes from Andy Routens to Brandon Trish, he finally decides to have the pull-up J, three-pointer for him. 9-3 SU. He would lead the team in points with 16. Now, first play of the second half, SU now up 60-12. Yeah, that's kind of a run right there. Trish still getting in the action. An and-one layup helps them pull away for a 50-point lead. And later on in the second half, Scoop Jardine finds Chris Joseph for the layup. And then just 5 minutes later, they try to do the same thing, but they get a little more style points here in this one. And Scoop Jardine throws it up for the alley-oop. And they end up pulling away 101-55, the final score. Let's hear what the guys had to say after this one.
I want to play a team, get better every day, and it was a chance to get better tonight, and we did.
I mean, we came out man in the second half, and that's something we need to work on just in case we need to switch defenses at times. You know, you don't want to come out sloppy in the second half. You want to keep competing, and you don't want to pick up bad habits in a game like this.
Come into these games and just play hard. Don't think about who you're playing. Just focus on what you want to do as a team, not who we're playing or, you know, what kind of guys they have on their team. We just want to always focus on what we're supposed to do.
And taking a look at where the Orange now stand in the country, they moved up one spot to number 7 in the AP poll and number 6 in the coaches poll since Duke ended up losing to Wisconsin. The Big East also well represented in the top 10 with Villanova and West Virginia joining Syracuse. Another big matchup for the Orange coming up Thursday as they are set to take on number 10 Florida in Tampa. And though Syracuse football won't be heading to a bowl game this time around, the rest of the national picture took shape after the BCS selection show. Undefeated Big East champion Cincinnati, not quite getting a chance to play for the national championship, but they do draw a tough opponent in Florida for their trip to the Sugar Bowl on New Year's Day. In the national championship, heavy Southern flavor with that one, an Alabama and Texas showdown. And there still could be 3 undefeated teams when everything's said and done in college football because undefeated TCU still has to play undefeated Boise State in the Fiesta Bowl. That would be a mess trying to figure out a national champion there, but from college ranks to the pros, heading into Monday, both Baltimore Ravens and the Green Bay Packers were trailing in their division by a few games. But they're both still trying to keep up in a wild card spot and trying to get a playoff berth right within their grasp. 2 stingy defenses showed off in Green Bay, and it would be exactly that, a game of defense. Things would be tough going on for any one of these teams offensively. Baltimore already down 17-0 in this one. Joe Flacco finds Kelly Washington diving into the end zone, trying to make a game of it. That makes it 17-7 after the good extra point. And then just a possession later after Aaron Rodgers' pick, Willis McGahee with the 1-yard TD run draws the Ravens within just 3. But yet another turnover, 7 of them in the game. This one coming from Joe Flacco set up Green Bay's game-deciding drive. Aaron Rodgers finding tight end Jermichael Finley, his second TD of the game. That put him up 27-14, and that would be the final score after that one. And taking a look at the NFL playoff picture heading into the last few weeks of the season, the AFC picture, very crowded. New England and San Diego, each with only a 1-game lead over their division, and the wild card spot just as tight. 6 teams within 2 games of each other. And switching things over to the NFC, the races are just as close, especially in that Eastern division. The Cowboys and Eagles both tied with the lead, and the Giants only sitting 1 game behind them. Everyone else in that division or in that conference just running away with their divisions. Well, that's it for sports. After the break, check out weather.